It's such a pleasure to be here, seeing so many faces. Waimea, I love it. Thank you so much. This is our third town hall. And, you know, our plan is to go around the island. I think we have like 14, so we're on our way. Our plan is to do 2025, just get as much feedback as we can, kind of first introduce the staff. So tonight's more like a meet and greet, so you get to hear the names of our staff, and then in 2026, so next year we're gonna work because you're gonna give us feedback, right? And we're gonna kind of know the direction that we gotta go. And then 2027, we're gonna do these town halls again, one more time, just to check in, see how we did, right? And then maybe you have other priorities for us for 2028. So 2028 is a work. And if by that time, if you like our administration, you like what you see, then right on. And if you want us to continue, go to the ballot box. Okay? If you're not happy with what you see, go to the ballot box. Okay? So either way. But you know, it's a, like I said, it's a privilege and honor to be here, and to be given this lei, kuli. It's a lei, traditional cowboys. It's a heavy lei, so they used to put them on their hat so that the hat no fly away. All right, I love that. Thank you so much. And I saw the basket being passed around. I had a little bit flashbacks from my Catholic education. Felt like St. Joseph Church or something. But that is good. That is good. So please, if you can, contribute. Okay, I like that. So let us introduce our staff. Some ground rules real quick. So how I like to run forums like this is kind of like two rules. One is when I ask questions, I just gonna go here first, here. So if you get a question down there, you gotta wait here, right? If I'm here and now you get a question, you gotta wait here, you know, because that's orderly, right? Also, if you ask a first question, that's cool. But most times in forums like this, you mostly have statements or you have an opinion. I've rarely seen genuine questions like, wow, nobody know. You know, so I understand you want to voice your opinion. You may have a platform issue, something you just like, you know, get it out there and hopefully you get other people to, you know, weigh in on your opinion. That's fine too. Just let us know if it's a question or if it's a statement. So it'll be transparent, right? And if you get one second question, you cannot ask it unless everybody else gets one chance for ask their first question. That's only fair, right? And if this turning into like one big argument, because I'm not here to argue with you guys, okay, I'll just stop the meeting. But then you can talk to any of our directors one-on-one. Okay? So thank you for that. All right, so let me introduce our staff. I'll just give them the mic and they can introduce themselves. Here we go, Laura.
Aloha, my name is Laura Ocasio. I am the administrator for the Office of Sustainability, Climate, Equity, and Resilience. Thank you for having us.
Good evening. I'm Thomas Magno, Civil Defense Administrator.
Hello, Sherry Bird with the Police Department, Assistant Chief with our administration. And I just want to say I used to be a captain of this district for a couple of years. And Waimea, I actually stay out here quite a lot, but it has a very special place in my heart. So thank you for having us.
Hello, my name is Corey Stone, Director of IT, and also I'm also from Waimea. My grandpa was a bishop at the Waimea Mormon Church, and so I'm glad to be here.
Good evening. I'm Zach Burgum. I'm Acting Administrator for Mass Transit. Nice to meet you.
Hi, everyone. Clayton Honma, Director of Parks and Recreations.
Aloha, everyone. My name is Jeff Darrow. I'm the Planning Director with the county. I also, like Assistant Chief, worked here in the police department over 30 years ago, along with Naomi. We worked together here in the Waimea district.
Hold on, Jeff. Thank you. Before Bill, I wanted to introduce Bill because I had to figure out who's going to be my managing director, right? So I'm a psychologist by trade, right? So that's my skill set. I love working with people. I like working with families. I did family therapy, couples therapy, you know, so I just like seeing people get connected. So that's what I do. So I had to find somebody who's like an attorney or something, or who understands like HR issues. And so I went to Bill Brahante, everybody, who has some history in Waimea. And so So, you know, he worked under 5 mayors, comes with a lot of experience. He's my guidepost, and we're really fortunate to have him. And so he kind of helps me on the east side. West side, one of our skill sets is, you know, we needed some, because I'm all about building projects. To me, we went 8 years without projects, you know, so I want to see, touch, feel, you know, that's what I want this administration to be this next 4 years. And so I needed an engineer. All right, so I went to our deputy director from the previous administration, Merrick Nishimoto. Merrick, so he's my deputy, and he works out of Kona. And so, you have anything to share? You can pass that down to anybody.
Just want to say good evening to everybody. Proud HPA alumnus, James, I know, but that only holds water until I get back to Hilo, where I'm a very proud Waikea High tennis coach. So, but I'm glad you're all here this evening.
Aloha, everyone. My name is Merrick Nishimoto, Deputy Managing Director under Mayor Kimo Alameda. I represent him in West Hawaii out of the Kona office, and I am a proud Konawana grad. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Hugh Ono. I am your Public Works Director. And I rode out here with Neil Azevedo, our very capable deputy. Come in and say hi, Neil. Okay. We're one terrific team. And I just want you to all know that I'm a Kailua High School grad.
I didn't graduate high school. I did barely. But I'm Keith Okamoto, manager for Department of Water Supply.
Good evening. I'm Diana Nakagawa, finance director. Thank you for having us here.
Aloha, I'm Kea'au Costa, Office of Housing and Community Development.
Kazuo Todd, Fire Chief, Hawaii Fire Department.
Okay. Aloha mai kako, I'm Benson Medina. I'm the Director of Research and Development, which is basically, because nobody knows what that is, it's economic development, everything from early childhood care all the way to agriculture, tourism, whatever. So ask me a question.
Okay. Hi, Craig Kawaguchi, Deputy Director, Environmental Management.
Awesome, awesome. All right. So when I first got started, this is like our, I think we had 3 cabinet meetings already. So I want you to know that right off the bat, I told the staff that we're going to go community to community. Because when I was campaigning, you know, I had over 80 talk stories. And so I got a feel from a lot of community members what was on their mind. And every community different. That's why when they say, hey, Kimo, what is your priorities? I said, depends. You know, if you're in... maybe if you're in Kohala, maybe it's fire mitigation. If you're in Waikōloa, maybe it's that second road out. You know, so if you're in Kailapa, maybe it's water. So it depends, and that's the one thing I learned. I also like to share with you guys that this is all volunteers, right? Because work is over, and they could all go home if they like. But I strongly encourage them to come out to this meeting so we can talk story, right? We can hear you guys' voices. So that's good. So on the first cabinet meeting, I asked for, hey, I like 100-day plan, you know, and gets 20 departments. So I just said, give me 3 things that you can do, like, right? See, touch, feel, like actions. And they all came up with 3 things. So 20 times 3 is 60. So we had 40. The mayor's office, and so basically we had 100 things in 100 days, and it's everything from Kohala, now get lights at Camp Park, right? Never have lights for what, 5-6 years? Now you get lights. Those benches was like 10 years. When I asked Nancy, I said, what's the hold up? It's only one bench. It's not like you're building one bridge. You know what I mean? And it's just one signature. It's they have to just approve something. You know, it was like county was scared to take the liability for one bench. And so we was trying to figure out how we're going to indemnify the county, you know, because if somebody get hurt, you know, like them sue the county, but that's one bench, it's not one bridge. So how hurt can you get, you know? So it's like things like that, you know, it's things like that it's just common sense stuff that was holding things up, you know. And so on this side, I went to, so we was in Honokaʻa a week ago, and, you know, some of what I heard from the community was like the bathrooms. is all boss, and it's true story. You know, we went in there, took our team. It is all basket, half basin plus. I don't know. Funny how they make bathrooms like 20 years old. How come only this tall the wall? Kind of embarrassing. You walk, you can see the other person. So it's like you gotta fix those bathrooms. I don't know why it's so short like that. So you know, we're looking at. So that's one priority for Honokaʻa, right? In the next year, I like make that one priority for Honokaʻa is fix those bathrooms and the concession stand. But then the Cowboys like us make parking up by the rodeo, so you know, on Andrade Arena. And sure enough, so we go up there, we look, wow, no more parking. But Mr. Souza, he owned one property on the top. That's his name, Deluz. Sorry, all the Portuguese sound the same, the last name. But Mr. Deluz, he got one property on the top. So it's like, hey, if we go ask Mr. Deluz, maybe he can let us use his property. You know, so that's in the works. You know, on this side, one of the priorities was the shelter. I talked to Nancy, I said, hey, if you could narrow one thing down, right, disaster preparedness, if something happened, you know, and people got to evacuate, like where they going to sleep, where they going to go. And so that Waimea District Park, you know, get like phase 3 is supposed to be one nice big shelter. So she said, look, the rendering. So sure enough, I asked Clayton, I said, hey, where the rendering for that? When Billy Kinoy was mayor, he kind of planned the whole thing out. So sure enough, on phase 3, Clayton bust them out. Oh, wow, right next to the gym. One nice, big, real, that can be nice. So we committed to match whatever funds that Nancy and the philanthropists can get together, which is for us, that's $3 million. And we're ready for drop that down as soon as we can get the match. That's one priority for us. And then when we had our talk stories, when the unions came together, because they had to go around and settle hazard pay, and so UPW was like, hey, we're gonna meet in the Waimea Community Center. Just so happened it was raining and was leaking the roof. So I was like, oh my gosh. So that's one priority, you know. So every district should have something. And, you know, I was so happy about Kohala with the lights, but, you know, we're looking at Mahokona Park because we just did the demolition. Now we got to do the rebuild. So we get our eye on a lot of things. So just let you guys know that we're going to work hard for you guys. We're going to give you our hottest 4 years we can. And if, like I said, if it translates to another 4 years, then let that be God's will. But we just do what we can when we can. So, okay, so that's kind of the update. So I'm going to just kind of, I'm just going to go like this, and we'll work our way down. And if we can answer your questions right on, and if we cannot, we'll follow up, and we can get back to you on that. So, okay, so here, this row. Anybody got a question? Question or statement? Okay.
When I spoke to you, I think last weekend, or at People's Theater, I was asking you about why you stood against the TMT before you were elected, and then once you got elected, you were for it, and you told me there's a different plan. So can you tell us what the new plan is, and can we have a view of that plan? Thank you.
So now that's an awesome question, because that's a genuine question. Like, you don't know the answer. Okay, I like that. So yeah, no, true story. So when they asked me, hey, Kimo, you for TMT or you not? I say, which version? Because I was up there with my family as a protector in 2019. You know, because I never liked the fact that they said they was going to decommission 6, they never decommissioned nothing, right? They said the aquifer going to be protected. I never hear, you know, there's going down 18 stories. Who goes down 18 stories? Of course, something that don't feel right. So I was up there for my reasons. But then when I was up there, I started asking my cousins and my other family, hey, how come you up here? Oh, I don't like them mess up plenty of cultural sites. You know, and then I asked my other friend, I'm an anthropologist, like, oh, how come you up here? Oh, I get the bird, get the endangered species, they get the bug and the silver sword. That's unique to the Big Island. I don't like they mess up with that. Okay. How come you here? You know that $1 a year? That no can. That's why I here. Okay. So I started taking notes. Like, all these reasons why people up there. And of course I get family that I up here because this mountain's sacred. And it's like one church. And so nobody should be messing with them. In fact, all the telescopes should just come down already. You know, and we had deep discussions, me and my family. And one question my late wife, asked me, Sikimo, if the mountain could talk, what would the thing say to us Hawaiians? I said, you know, I don't know. I think so much Hawaiians leaving Big Island because this thing's so expensive that I think the mountain would say, because the mountain was here billions of years before us and going to be here billions of years after us. We're just a little speck in the mountain's longevity. I think the mountain would say, Kimo, if you can be on catalyst for work this thing out, and this thing can help keep Hawaiians here, because they cannot enjoy me if they're in Arizona. They cannot enjoy me if they're in Vegas. So Chego, work with the people and see if we can find a happy medium. That's what I think the mountain would tell me. But I don't know what tell my other Kanaka families. So that's why I'm just one person of 11 on the board. Okay, you get Rich Matsuda, raise your hand. Rich is on the board, he get mana'o. You get my friend Lanikila, he's on the board, he get mana'o. You get Noi Noi Wong, she's on the board, she get mana'o. You get Paul Mai Berterman, she's on the board, she get mana'o. You know, you get Kalua Krog, he's on the board, he get mana'o. 11 of us get mana'o. And we're going to come together, and whatever that decision, I'm okay with it. I just rather have them be under the authority than under UH. So, yeah. Yeah. No, that's my plan. But I bring that to the board. The board might not agree with my plan. My plan is, hey, we check if the aquifer is protected. This is my plan, yeah. If the endangered species is preserved, if the cultural site's nothing gonna happen, if you can give more than $1 a year, if you can put in one decommission date before you even start, which is the other telescopes never do that. If TMT can say, hey, 25 years, we're done. 50 years, we're done. At least you know get on end game, right? You know all those solar panels. I don't know, no more end game. So I had this, so to me, if you can do all that, and the money that come from the observation time, if that can be diversified, maybe go for support our immersion schools, now that we're losing federal funds. Maybe can support programs for Native Hawaiians, rather than just going to STEM. But that's my plan. But that's not Richard's plan. That's not Lanikila's plan. You know, so they all get their own ideas of how to solve this problem. So we all gotta kuka and see what happens. Thank you. Okay, right over here. Yes, back there. Go, make them loud. I can repeat them.
So we have senior citizen housing. It's actually, I'm asking for your help. Okay. Because several kupunas have been evicted from their senior housing. And there's one kupuna there now who has received an eviction notice. Okay. And she has nowhere to go.
Okay, here's the question. Yeah. Right. So here's the question. So you get senior housing and they're getting evicted from their homes. So what can we do to help? So where's my housing? Kea'au, take it away.
Yes, so we're aware of that exact situation and that person. We have our Sharon Hirota's here with us today. She works on our homeless initiatives and outreach, and she's been working with the sheriff there. We are trying to address that particular issue, so we are aware, and thank you for bringing it up.
Awesome. Right next there, go. I work my way down. Yeah, go ahead.
Hello, and Kea'au Flores, and mahalo for being here, and everyone as well. I have a question.
Sure.
It has to do with taxes.
Okay. Sure.
So, and I'm going to give an example. So, like this facility here, and like where Keck runs, it's valued over $16 million.
Yeah.
They only pay $200 in taxes. We live just not more than a mile down the road, and we have just a modest 2-bedroom house and lot, and it's over now. It's over $800,000 value. We're paying over $3,000. It keeps going up. So the question is, let me rephrase that. So I know this facility is under a nonprofit, and that's why they get a certain break status. So the question is, can we have a nonprofit status? Like, we worked so hard, we worked doing this, other people, but we can't even keep up and pay the taxes. So maybe we have another category, no profit category, the residents can fit in. Or the question is, how can you guys get the exemptions for homeowners to be at to move at a higher rate that can match the excelling valuations of our property to keep up with that? And that, like, we have exemptions for owner, we have some exemption for age, but it's not being able to keep up with the way the values of housing in Waimea in particular. The value of the housing is going way up. Like our property was 800,000 when we bought that property, but it is now. But even with our exemptions, the tax rate is still high. And so like I say, there's some kind of inequity, like a $16 million value property, a multi-million-dollar facility here, pay $200 a year, and I have like not even that much value. How? So I ask you, can we have a no profit status, and then we can go into a no profit status? And so that's kind of like how asking for relief and asking that question.
Okay, so here's a statement and a question. The statement is we pay too much taxes, right? Too much taxes we pay. It's high. We're being taxed out of paradise, if you will. Okay, so that's like the statement. The question is, I'm going to ask Lisa. Sorry, I'm pulling Lisa from the back. She's now a director, but she's in charge of our property tax division. And like, so we get exemptions, right, Lisa? And then can we increase the exemptions, or how would you answer that question? What's your thoughts?
Good morning or good afternoon, everybody. Lisa Muir, Real Property Tax Administrator. I live in Waimea. This is my husband. He retired. We understand exactly what you're saying. So even for those of us in the homeowners, we have the 3% cap that protects our assessed value from increasing too much. But you're right. The values have increased island-wide, but in Waimea, we're definitely feeling it. West Hawaii side, we feel it a lot more because the values, a lot of people are buying here, and Waimea is just an absolutely beautiful place to live. It's coming at a high cost. There are exemptions that increase with age. It isn't keeping up with how fast our taxes are going up. I think the big thing is to look at increasing the exemptions, which is county council. The tax rates are set by county council. And so my suite office and the clerks that work there that are paid the least in the county will get screamed at and yelled at, but they don't set the tax rates. We set the values. We don't love the values. I don't like seeing where my value's going. I don't like seeing where my insurance is going. But at the end of the day, it comes down to county council and the tax rates, driven by the budget that the county does. Okay. And then they put it on us. So they have until June 20 to set the tax rates.
County council, where's James Eustace? No, sorry, James. It's okay. We love you, bro. Sorry. Okay, questions. We're moving down. Go.
Yeah, I wanted to know how we're going to protect our livelihood farm workers who say it may be uncertain and not cooperate with ICE in arresting these people.
Question: how are we going to protect our farmers whose status is questionable because we know that our farmers rely on these hard workers, and that might actually break a business. So I gotta ask our police, like, so ICE, you know that group that comes in and, like, if you're an illegal alien, you gotta go back. Is that for real on the island, or is that only on the continent?
So as far as ICE goes, they do operate on our island. We can't control what they do. They have their job. We have our job. I'm confirming they are here on our island, but I can't speak to HPD controlling what they do or do not do.
The follow-up question, you look like you get one. That's worth one follow-up question. So I let you have down. This is kind of like one bonus for you. So, okay, go.
Well, the question is if there's an agreement with ICE and the local police are going to cooperate. So I think there's a question of how that's going to work and if you can resist and not cooperate with them.
Okay, so the question is, hey, like there's one that, well, kind of like what I'm hearing is like she's sharing with you, Officer Bird, like they make an agreement. So if ICE come to you and they say, hey, we do our job, I think she, like you say, go back mainland. No. Okay, go first.
Okay, I completely hear what you're saying, and I completely understand. I do caution against, not working with our federal partners. We do rely on them a lot. We're only, county police department, we're limited in our resources, our funding, et cetera, et cetera. So, and our reach is only on this island, so it's very challenging to do policing and be effective if we're just going to rely on our police department by ourselves. That being said, immigration status is not our police department's responsibility.
Okay, we're gonna go. I like share the love, so I'm gonna go up there, and I might come back down. Go. Your question, and I repeat them so everybody can hear. Go.
Aloha. I'm Momi Naughton, and thank you, Keith. Thank you, Jeff, for responding to my letters. I'm very concerned about the Planning Commission, and in the previous administration, not you, I mean, I know you were in it, but like we had the mongoose, protecting the chickens, and we just suddenly, things come up. We don't even know until we see the bulldozer. And right now we're dealing with O'uli farms. So in the worst, E level, horrible for agriculture. They're building this huge gated community right above Mauna Kea Beach Hotel, 840 acres, and nobody knows about it. I keep bumping into my farmer friends. They're going, "How can? No more water, no more dirt." I went Roosevelt.
Okay.
It's what my question is Jeff, will you commit to, in the 70s we had a really, really good relationship with the planning department. They were here. They were listening to us. We could have a lot more input. Right now, I feel like we don't know what happens until the bulldozers come. And so that's my concern.
So Jeff, in the 70s,
yeah, I know you wasn't born yet.
So the question is, how can we have a better relationship with the planning department so when developments pop up, at least you're aware, or way before, so you can weigh in, go testify, like that. Yeah. So your thoughts?
Sure. Aloha, Ms. Nutton. This particular development that you're referring to, when we look at activities that are going on around the island, some of them require public hearing. Like today, many of you are aware of the fact that we had a public hearing at the County Council for a change of zone and for a state land use boundary amendment. That's by law. They have to go through that process. The process at O'uli Farms is different. They already have existing zoning. So their zoning is in place. It's agricultural 5 acres. It is a larger lot. They're talking about doing a phased subdivision approach. So they're in phase 1 and they're subdividing into 5-acre lots. They do have to provide infrastructure, which is water, wastewater, roads, everything they need to be able to do this subdivision. The only way that the public will hear about it is through the public notification process, which is normally submitted through the papers as well as posted on our website. There isn't a public hearing for those, but people do still contact us and we provide them with information relative to any development that's going on around the island, similar to answering your response regarding that development. So there is a difference. That's
Right, but we know that what happens is they play the zoning game. So when they built Kapuna Prince, at that point, they didn't want it to be ag. And so they went to urban, and then they went back to ag. And so we're playing this back and forth game so they get tax breaks. And the other thing is we know there's going to be a golf course there. We know it. It's been in international magazines. So they're going to have different zoning for that.
Correct.
So they're doing this thing and then they're going to stick that on in the end.
Just to quickly reference that, any urban type of uses on that property will require public hearing and approval, whether it's through the commissions or through the council. So at that point, everyone will have an opportunity to come forward and present testimony. Thank you.
Will we listen? Or we will... That's county council, right? So yeah. Joey, working over here now. I just want to pass you guys. We got a little question over here. Go ahead.
I voted for you.
Oh boy. Oh, pressure now, pressure.
Okay. My name is Elspeth McKean. I'm retired. I'm very concerned about this island and Waimea. The things that are going on in the federal government right now concern me about the people like the National Park, NOAA, some of the federal services that we get. Now, there's an impact on the people that they're laying off, but more importantly, I believe, are the services that I want to know, dear Kimo, what you and your administration are doing specifically to mitigate the damage that will be coming our way.
That's a great question. So, our last cabinet meeting, the first person I went to was Talmadge, because civil defense is our biggest concern. Public safety, your guys' safety is super important to us. So I asked Talmadge, national parks, volcanoes, national park, like if they lay off everybody, will we know if there's a earthquake or something coming? You know, Talmadge, tell me about any impact so far with the feds and all the layoffs.
So right now, we know that we'll continue to be able to monitor all the systems that are available to us to make sure that we're aware of any weather, any volcano, any threats that might be out there. The federal government is assuring that. We are affected, because we utilize grants for some of our programs, but we make sure that our operational status is always 100%. So we're not going to fray or delay any of our operations. So our messaging, our response to the community is always going to be there. We just came back from a meeting with Homeland Security. All the Fed are concerned. They don't know what's going to happen. Senior officials, not sure if they're going to have their jobs day to day. So it's serious. But we know we can perform our operations.
Thank you. Thank you. So I felt good about that, but then I got worried about our transportation because our bus system is, I thought, is heavily federally funded. So what's up with trans, Zach?
Yep. So we. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yep, Zach Bergam, Mass Transit. So yeah, the same thing. So we've been in tight communication with HDOT as well in regards to FTA. So that's how we procure different buses to join the fleet, right? So we have to we depend on those things. Right now we have a bunch of we actually have 4 battery electric buses stated to arrive here this summer. Nothing is going to affect that because we've already been awarded that. You know what I mean? So that is something that we know is coming. Kind of like what Talmadge was talking about. So anything like if I went and applied for a new grant come tomorrow, that's where the uncertainty piece comes in. But we're tracking that closely as we go.
And another department I was kind of scared about was our housing, because Section 8 housing is federal. So then, now I never asked her, so this is on the spot. Kea'au?
On the spot. We are very concerned. We know that there will be impacts to our rental assistance program. We're monitoring. This is early in the administration. They're going, kind of program by program. Our program is HUD funded, 100% HUD funded for rental assistance. We are supported by a staff of 6 at our local regional HUD office. We're down to 2 staff in that office. So it is impacting us, not quite at the community level. We're monitoring, we're watching. We know there will be impacts. It's the what can we do about it? It depends how broad, how deep the impacts are. If they're minimal, we can navigate those impacts. if they're broad,
It's gonna be hard.
we're really going to have to look at what we do as a community.
Yeah.
How can we fill in our rental assistance program? We subsidize at a very high fair market level. We may have to reduce that a bit. We'll approach that as we need to.
We're gonna go up. We're gonna go up here, and then it's half hour. So I'll make sure that this group get the other half hour. Okay, go.
A lot of the issues here seem to be very broad and very, very important things. My concern has to do with, it seems, and I've talked to friends, we seem to be increasing with homelessness coming from other places. And what can we do about that? For instance, we have a place in Hilo, and Front Street for a while, when you first got in, it was cleaned up, looked great. They're all coming back, and it impacts a person's feeling of safety.
For sure. So they come in from California because of the wildfires. They never just take residents' homes. They took homeless homes too. They're coming from Lahaina. So so that's true. But a lot of them are local as well, who just kind of make ends meet. So Hilo has like one of the best programs right now with Salvation Army, because the prior administration, my whole beef was like, hey, you cannot relocate them, what they call sweeps, if there's no place to relocate them to. So we finally found a place right in Salvation Army. So Hilo is kind of like the template. So now we're trying to replicate that, right? So it's not like a bunch of tiny homes. It's just a 20 by 60 and cots. And so they come for sleep, so that they're not sleeping by the businesses. And then we got Foot Patrol now. That's really awesome. The police in Hilo, they're going around, they're piloting this program, and they say, hey, no sense make your tent there, because I'm going to come, like 9 o'clock in the morning they go, because I'm going to come out at night, and you're going to have to go to Salvation Army, which is right over there. So it's like the constant reminding. And so it's working, okay? But we got to do that in Kona. We got to do that here, because Honokaʻa also, they get plenty homeless. They hide in the back, So we're working on it one community at a time. Thank you. Okay, we're moving on here. Go.
Hi, I'm Susie Rello. I'm on the board of the Hawaii Islands Humane Society, and I used to have animal control for 25 years. We gave it up in 2019 after the county neglected us, and it's been a problem ever since, as you know. Everybody knows. I fell in the police department at the time. And I just want to know what your plan is since you take it over. I know that the budget for the animal control has doubled to $4 million, but nothing has happened. It seems like we're getting less and less and less. And I just wanted to know what the plan is, because personally, I'm the person they call in Waimea whenever there's a stray animal.
You got it. Yeah, so Matt's not here tonight. He's our animal control director, if you will. But yeah, animal control right now, that's a misnomer, because it's really animal out of control. That's the department we get right now. I'm sorry, we just way behind. We get of course we get, pigs, goats. Okay, that's all by itself. So we get the game management guys, right? Sheep. So the hunters, they're interested in helping us with that. But then we get dogs and cats, and it seems like the dogs and cats guys, they don't get along. So we just like the dogs get some ideas on how to fix that, and then the cats they get ideas how to fix that. So right now we're in 4 months in, and we have a task force. We have an animal control task force. We get 5 task forces. Like, this is the 5 major problems that I got time sleep nighttime. One of them is animal control. So we have a task force. Okay, now we're rallying up and trying to figure out how we're going to solve this problem. So that task force took us on a site visit. We were going to go by the airport, because Humane Society was over there, like, right? So we went look, me and Bill, and it's like, oh, bust up. Okay, so if we're to fix that, we got to invest money in them. At least that can be a holding place. So that's an idea. So we're working on it. Just so you know, the other task force is permitting, right? We make permits faster. If it's not faster in 2 more months, talk to you. Okay, no. But we get on task force, and we're working on solving that problem. Like every 2 weeks, we meet again. How come not faster? What is the problems? How come we're not, like really, So the other task force is a conversion from cesspool to septic, right? Because we get on federal mandate, and we're like, can transfer all those cesspools in the time that they gave us. So we're looking at shoreline areas, Puako, for example. The other task force is HR. So we have hard time hiring for some reason. We get 600 vacancies, and it's like we get jobs. But our hiring process is kind of difficult. You got to go online. What happened to the old-fashioned application, just one page? No, you get like 20 pages online. It's hard. So we like streamline that. And then the last task force is finding homeless housing. So we're working on all of that. Okay, here, yes, sir.
I have a question. Good. But I would like to ask your permission to cede it to Callie O'Neill back over here because she had her hand up but didn't get.
Oh, right on. Oh, proxy. Okay, Callie O'Neill. I guess you can make up your own rules. Go ahead.
Hello, my name is Callie O'Neill, and out of all my questions, I have this, and I understand some of this is state level, but will you and how can you have your administration help the part which is always talked about of low cost and affordable housing? And I love projects too, I'm into that. That's not just projects, not just having contractors and projects built, but how can you help people that rent? Because that's 1/3 of our population. And people like myself who are not native Hawaiian want to see our administration advocate so that no one on this island is on a list for Hawaiian homestead anymore. So I'm asking you on behalf of all renters to please advocate for rent control. There's great examples out there in New York, New Jersey, California, and cities. Because if we don't, it seems that it takes courage. Does it take courage to talk about rent control? My rent was raised $525, after which we were basically our lease was terminated. So this is an issue that I've heard so many times, people that I know personally.
Right.
We need some form
Okay.
of rent control. Because
Gotcha. Gotcha. Let me share some thoughts on this. So developers come to us. So here's my vision for affordable housing. So I use the term actually workforce housing. Because affordable housing, we have projects. Like, believe it or not, like we get projects. Like you was a part of a project going down Hinalania, all those apartments, right? So and that's rentals, okay? But what about the police officer? What about the school teacher? How I know that's a problem? Because my 7 children, they all get jobs, but they're all living with me still yet, okay? So, and they get good job. One's on mason, one's on carpenter, one's on school teacher, and but they cannot afford it. So we need workforce housing too. So you get affordable housing for the, sometimes they use the 60% to 120. I don't know what that means, but that's just like people who live in paycheck to paycheck. Okay, but then you get workforce housing. So the policeman, the school teacher, but they need housing too. So how can we make more workforce housing? Now, the idea of rentals, that's great, because developers come to me. They've been coming to Bill and I in Merrick, and they say, hey, I get on project. So I ask them, what, rentals or ownership? Because if you're just renting, you're just surviving. I don't like my kids re-renting. I like them to take that money and put them to a mortgage so that they have an opportunity to gain wealth. So then you get equity. Now you can play the real estate game, So we need more of workforce housing ownership type homes. We get plenty of rentals. And if we control the rental costs, I guess that's like, I think we got to pass one law or something. No? Oh, state, okay. Well, I'm for it. If there's a legislation that somehow, James Schuster's right up, that says that we should put a rental cap on something, like maybe I'm for it. Yeah, that too. Thank you. Thank you for that question. Okay, so you lost your question because we're working our way down. Yes, sir.
Hi, my name is Jake. What are you guys going to do about the roads in limbo?
Roads in limbo. Yeah.
Piʻilani,
okay.
Government road, road.
Okay, good question. Hey, but first I got to give him a shout out. Where's Neil? Neil, tell us about, so Neil's coming to say, Ikimo, just so happened, we stay paving, we're going to pave 4 roads in Waimea. I go, wow, but how's the timing perfect? Tell us the 4 roads that if you can, you got to look them up. But I think I might have it. Let me see. Might be on my phone. Just so you know, we are working, this roads crew is working all kinds. just for you guys, so we can make sure those roads are okay. And it was let me see, Neil over here, Cohill Village. I forget. Wait. Okay, I'm gonna find them. It's in my phone, but just know. So you're gonna see some work coming around. Oh, that's the ones. Go ahead.
Kamalu Street. Kamamalu Street. Sorry, I need my glasses, bro.
That's you. Oh gosh, give me that then.
I need my glasses.
Oh, sorry, Merrick, no more you need glasses. You know, your arm's not long enough. Okay, yeah, Kamamalu Street, that's where you live. Police department too. Oh, police department too. Okay, so that's coming. Hawaiian Homes, nah, just joking. I don't know, it's Hawaiian Homes. Hey, right on. Okay, how about this one? Hi'aka Street? Hi'aka Street? That's Hawaiian Homes, okay. Hale Ali'i Street? Oh, Hawaii. Kamanava Street, Hawaiian Homes. Okay, so the village. All right. So hey, give it up for Hawaiian Homes tonight, everybody. Okay. All right, going back to the wait. Who had? You. Okay. Roads in limbo. Hugh.
That's me. Hi, again, Hugh Ono, Director of Public Works. The roads in limbo are something that have transpired over the years. At one time, we would not touch them. But what's happening is a whole entire transformation in the whole road system here. As of January 3rd, we will also have to tackle private roads. And that's a whole new ballgame. There was an ordinance adopted by the county council. But if a road in limbo needs help, we will go and help. First and primary for emergency ingress and egress. You know, once we work with civil defense and declaration of some kind of emergency or impassability, we'll go take care of it. But are you talking about maintenance of those roads?
Well, like, nearby, if there's like a tree falling down on the road, can they open that up?
Sure.
Can it get paved?
That might be a different story. You know, it comes to budget. It comes to budget needs, okay?
Even if you just put gravel on it, it's better than just mud, you know?
Yeah, we're trying to do that. You know,
we can consider that. That's not on. Yeah, let's talk. Very good. Okay, working my way down over here. Yes, sir. Mr. Wally Lau. I mean, Fred Lau. That's the other guy. Okay.
Timo, I've been to a bunch of your community meetings when you were running for office.
Yeah.
And I was touched by one of your speeches. I was born and raised here.
Yeah.
Lived here all my life.
Yeah.
I'll die over here.
Yeah. That's true.
And then, you know, leaving kids are leaving and will die elsewhere because of the work.
Yeah.
And you kind of covered what I was going to ask. You know, you got to, you know, I coach sports.
Yeah.
And then the guys asked me, how are you so successful? Keep it simple.
Yeah.
You keep it simple. You know, you get rid of all that. What college here, this, that, just make a job long.
Yeah.
I qualify the qualification. Hey, you know, one paper now.
Right, for hiring.
Yeah.
One paper.
One paper.
Where's our HR? Oh, just so happy she's not here tonight. Okay, we got a list for her when we go back tomorrow. Thank you.
I love that speech.
Thank you. Yeah, what Uncle was saying is, you know, because people ask me, you know, we have a very local cabinet, you know, and my question was this: I don't care where people born, because 40% of us not born on this island anyway, right? But I am curious to know where you're gonna die, like where you're gonna spread your ashes, where you're gonna rest your EV, you know. And if it's here on this island, then to me, you're just as committed as anybody, because now your ashes go mix in with ours, and we're all one. So if you're gonna die here, we're the same. Everybody on this panel is the question I asked them, and they're committed. That was my number one criteria. I like you to be committed to this island. You know why? Because the decisions you're gonna make, you're gonna be like, ooh, 20 years I still gonna be here. My kid's gonna be here. I better make that decision one good one. So that's how. I mean, you know, we're not perfect, but thank you for reminding me on that. I'm gonna go here. Yep.
Back to roads.
Okay, roads.
I live down on the drive side here in Waimea, and there is a street that does not come out to Kauai Road. It's been there for years, and it's like 40 to 60 feet that just needs to be paved out
Okay.
the Waiʻi Road. It'd be nice to add that in, because we added Hawaiian homes at the end of the street, and we added homes at the top end.
Okay. Maybe
Alaneo is the street.
Lalamilo.
Lalamilo.
Okay, so it's like how long though? Like 20 feet, kind 40 feet.
It's like 40 feet or 50, 60 feet, something like that.
Oh,
And it's just not out
40 feet.
highways. And we have all these new families.
Oh, okay.
32 new houses.
Yeah. So it's state Hawaiian homes. Yeah. We'll take a look at it. Oh, it's state highways.
State highway, there's something with that.
Yeah. Okay.
Hawaii has 18 streets above.
Neil, give us the Azevedo answer, Neil.
Yeah, that's state highways. Got something to do with state highways. I'm not sure, but we'll follow up tomorrow on that. But above, I think there's 2 streets above. We removed the barricade, so open that up. So, yeah. Well, we'll find out tomorrow. We don't.
Hey, and you know when Neil said he's gonna follow up tomorrow, he actually gonna drive out tomorrow. You know, we've had these town halls, like we had one in Hilo, and the one lady was like, hey, you know, get one signed by the hospital, and it's kind of one danger because you cannot see the kids walk, like passing, and so what you guys gonna do about that? And then Neil said, we're gonna take them out tonight. Was already 8 o'clock at night, man, you sure? And next morning he took a picture, it's gone. So that's the kind of commitment that we get, you guys. That's the kind of commitment that we get, so. I wanted to make sure also, because everybody's standing, you guys matter too. So I'm going to go right around on the standing, guys, if you guys get any questions. Statements. Make sure everybody gets a chance. Yeah, go ahead, sister.
Wondering about, so the reason why eggs are so expensive is because bird flu company. So I was wondering what you think.
Oh, eggs, yeah.
What about bird flu?
Oh, man, farmers. Okay, so why eggs so expensive? Bird flu. Maybe the audience can help us with this one. The cost of eggs. Benson. Economic development. Eggs. Come on, Benson. Give us your best wisdom on this one.
You know, this is by default, right? He's looking around, all right, who could do the best job answering a question about eggs? Well, specifically, I don't really know a lot about, why the price of eggs. I mean, obviously, there's bird flu. There's all of this stuff that's going around that's making the price of eggs go high. What I can tell you is our agriculture people are on it. I just actually spoke to them last week, and they're looking at all of the diseases, invasive species. Right now, we just got coconut rhinoceros beetle down over here on at Kona Airport, and so it's an all-out war against germs, bugs, plants that are invading our island. So we're on it, and I'll just tell you that the state and the county are on it to try to bring it down.
Thank you. Great question, sister. Going back this side, reverse. Yes. Oh, you have an answer about the eggs.
Just a follow-up.
Okay, good. Follow-up.
So, yeah, so we all know that on the mainland, they killed millions of birds, right? So that impacted the supply and demand aspect. Here in Hawaii, we are trying to match that supply, but local egg producers, right, they are still monitoring their flocks because if one bird has bird flu, your whole flock is gone, right? So Department of Ag currently is actually submitting a survey out to the community. So anybody who has a flock of chickens or has a pet chicken, they want you to self-report any type of symptoms, how many birds you have, so that they can help monitor that situation. But if you look at KTA, Costco, they're still limiting eggs, right? So we don't know how long that's gonna last, but we're monitoring it.
What's the symptoms? Well, you never heard of chicken cough? Nah, just joking. I don't know. I wish we gotta get one farmer on this comment, okay? We'll get back to that one. Put them on our website. We like no symptoms. Okay, we're going. But nice question, sister. How about you, brother? Going this way. I like to make sure everybody's standing. Get a chance at one question or statement. Walking this way. Hi. Because right back there. Go.
Yeah, I've been hearing rumors about this Malama 1 recycling plant that's being proposed for Hilo.
Yeah.
And that they want to take all the plastic from all the other islands and bring it here to be recycled. And that they have all their permits. And I'm just curious what it is,
Sure, good
because
question.
we haven't heard about it.
Right. So when it comes to economic development, you know, we go to Benson, but when it comes to things like, hey, maybe got to protect our environment, maybe questions around recycling and such, we have an expert. Put your hands together to Laura Acasio, everybody. Come on, Laura.
Okay, so let me just make sure to address the real question. So there is a proposal, and Waikōloa Water has a subsidiary company, and they are going with the narrative around recycling is good. But if we are following any of the more current conversations around recycling and micro and nanoplastics, we recognize that recycling actually is one of the biggest farces of our time, in the sense of it perpetuates more consumption of plastic, which ultimately, even if we're recycling it, because plastic is not infinitely recyclable, we are still perpetuating the use of virgin plastic. So the specific thing that you raise is about, yes, there is a proposal. They have submitted, Malama 1 has submitted a phase 1 plan to Department of Health Solid Waste Division. They are reviewing it and looking over HRS to see, and even their administrative rules, which state, I believe those administrative rules were created in 1996, before we knew all about micro and nanoplastics and plastic pollution. However, they're looking at the law and their HR and their administrative rules to see whether there's an exemption for recycling. We, especially with Office of Sustainability, we are looking at the county doing their due diligence and raising the questions, especially when it comes to importing other islands' discards. I'm not going to call it waste, because they're resources that have been extracted from the earth. And if we're looking at extractive practices, we have to really look at it in a holistic way. And so we did call Department of Health once Malama 1 did come and give a presentation to the mayor as an Environmental Management Commission commissioner. We were asking them to come and give public comment. They had declined. At any rate, we called Department of Health, and they have stated that they have not given permits nor exemptions, and that they do also need to reach out to Clean Water Branch, Clean Air Branch, and Wastewater Branch as well. And I don't believe at this point that they have done so. Yeah. So we are monitoring that situation.
Thank you. Great question. So we're on it. We're on it. All right, we got a couple more questions. Yes. Aloha.
Many of your constituents of the Big Island have gone in protest or examination of the Hawaii general plan. Much has been disseminated in disfavor of it. I would like to know why that is still being perpetuated and is not being scrapped, and who the stakeholders might be that continue to press this down our throat.
Right. So the general plan. So let you guys know that the first of all, we're under a general plan right now. You know, I was a planning commissioner almost, like I say, 25 years ago. When I was 30 years old, Mayor Kim asked me to be on the planning commission, and we had a general plan like the one we have now. So as a planning commissioner, we can disagree with the plan because times change, huh? You know, so it's like, oh yeah, so the plan is a guidance. It's just guidance. You know, it's not like we gotta follow the plan, but we gotta complete the plan because we're mandate to do the plan, and we cannot keep putting them off because that can stop funding this and that. So that's why we get county council hearings. We get development, right? They use the plan as a guide, but then get testimony, that's feedback. You know, things change. The own planning commissioner, they get their own mind. You know, so I wouldn't fear the plan, but that's just my mana'o. But Jeff, your thoughts?
Thank you. The question is, how come the plan is not scrapped because so many people are against it? The plan, as Mayor had mentioned, is a mandate. We are mandated by the state, by our charter, to be able to bring this plan. The planning department is required to initiate the plan, go through the amendment process to bring it to the planning commissions, and then ultimately to the county council, who is the final authority of the plan. So for a number of years, it's been going through public hearings around the island, getting all kinds of input from all of the people that have been showing up to the hearings and participating in the process to put in their manao for the plan. The plan has been drafted. It's been provided to the commissions. We've been going through hearings since November of last year. We're about to finish the Planning Commission hearings this next week. That's going to be at the Windward Planning Commission, March 10th, 11th, and 12th, if they don't finalize on the 10th or 11th, then they'll continue on. Then the plan, whatever recommendations come from planning commissions, will be forwarded up to the council, at which time they will begin their series of hearings and recommendations and changes, and then ultimately decide on the plan.
Who are the stakeholders outside?
Everyone is a stakeholder.
Of this island?
Everyone is a stakeholder.
Everyone's a broad term, sir.
I know, and that's the intention.
Is there a list of the stakeholders?
There's a definition within the plan of who the stakeholders are. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, you had your second question, so I gotta go check, make sure everybody get their chance to ask their first question. Ed Texture, everybody, go ahead.
Mr. Mayor, I want to thank you, first of all, congratulate you, particularly on your selection of your team. Those that you acquired and those that you retained. Great job.
Thank you, Ed.
I learned a lot. I got a statement and a question, by the way. I learned a lot tonight about all your 5 task forces. But would you reiterate your #1 priority for your watch?
My #1 priority. My #1 priority, if I had to pick something, would gotta be public safety. Gotta be public safety. If we don't feel safe, that can cause anxiety, and it's not gonna be good from there. Yeah, sir.
I got a question about public safety, saying, and this is for roads. I live in Kohala, which is that road, Kabak Garments. I'm around, meet down by Parker School. Family born and raised here. Been trying to put speed bumps on that road for years. I talked to, the officer told me already by name. Talked to Neil about a bunch of years ago, but I don't think he was in a position where he could do anything.
Yeah.
But the previous administration made me go and get signatures from everybody on that road. So I got everybody who lives there. Signature, okay? They said I'm too short.
Oh, wow.
The 2 next to me don't even live here.
Oh, wow.
The other 2 houses across from my house is abandoned for 20 plus years.
Wow.
The lot below me is in forest since Waimea was Waimea.
Wow.
So what do we put in priority? The signatures or the safety?
I love that. I love that.
They come flying around.
Yeah. Thank you for that.
Up and down. I
Yeah.
have videos I can show you.
No, I believe you. So we are adding speed tables. So I like how the speed bump evolved. Yeah, you remember the speed bump? The one was like really high like that, and but now there's like speed table. So the speed tables it works equally. It bust your car, and we've been putting. I don't know if you guys the speed table. This might be the state, but it really works. So when I go Kona now, and I go up Mauka Road, and I pass by Palisades, now I get on speed table. And the first 2 times, I never know had, but now it's like the brain I just slow down, like it makes you, it works. So Neil, your thoughts on that situation?
No, we'll look into that.
Who?
Okay, we'll get that done. Sorry. It's a new year. we do public safety is #1. And when your hand's tied, it's tied.
Yeah.
Now we're all good. Thank you.
Right, and hey, let me tell you, Azevedo's hand's not tied now because he's a deputy director. So very good, Azevedo. Hey, yeah, I'm gonna go. One more question. What I also wanted to offer you guys, which we're offering everybody else, is that After this, we're going to hang out for 15 minutes, 20 minutes. Please, if you get other questions, just go to any one of our, you might have a fire question, maybe, right? You have our chief here. You might have a question on our budget. You might have a water question. Funny how no water questions tonight, but get plenty of water issues. So Keith's here, right? Okay, you might have a parks question. So Clayton's here. Boss, IT, you might have another question for civil defense, for Oscar. So please come up and ask them. So we're going to end with this last question right there. Go ahead, sir.
My name's Gunnar Mensch. I'm chair of the South Kohala Traffic Safety Committee. A lot of these questions come up at our meetings on the second Tuesdays of the month. We meet here in Waimea, and then we meet in Waikōloa as well. But my main question is, how can the county support or direct the state to effectively take care of the corridor that we have between our town, which is a bottleneck on this county, and Kauai High. Basically, this whole corridor, you're looking at replacing Waiaka Bridge, putting in a traffic circle, you're looking at traffic circles going into Waikōloa, you're looking at all the traffic from down in the resort area and the industrial harbor. All of our goods come in Kauai High, come up to Waimea to get everywhere else.
I'm with you.
It's a nightmare for the next few years.
Yeah, and you know what is, and all of that can be on public safety issue. So that's how we're thinking about it. That's top of mind, and thank you for bringing it up. All right, everybody, it's 7 o'clock. I know you guys had questions. Thank you so much for your time. Please stay, talk stories. Have an awesome evening, and aloha.